everyone, welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Nina. I help people to declutter their minds and their homes using practical applications of psychology. And if you've been following the channel for a while, you know that I was not always an organized person. I struggled greatly with clutter, and it had a lot of very negative consequences on my life, many of which I did not even realize until I was on the other side of the issue. When I decided it was time to completely change my life and began decluttering as a part of this transformation, I assumed that cleaning up would have a lot of benefits. However, I had no idea how significantly it would actually change my life. And the more I continued to reflect on this, the more I realized how many lessons I learned in the process. But I do feel that there were three that were the most significant, at least for me, because they helped me to truly change my behavior, and they continue to motivate me to stay clean and to continue to declutter. So those are the three that I wanted to share with you today. But I have to mention that if you're watching this video, there's a good chance that you feel hopeless or helpless in this area, or feel like you could never clean up or get organized, or that you have tried absolutely everything. I know because I have been there. But I want you to know that change really is possible, even if you do feel hopeless or helpless. And it's important that we just use the right methodologies and that we approach the situation with self-love, self-understanding, and self-compassion. And I do have a whole playlist on solutions that I will link down in the description box below, just in case this video inspires you to want to make the change yourself. The first thing is that I realized that clutter had cost me my peace of mind. Now, before I started decluttering, I felt really anxious at even the thought of getting rid of things. So I thought I was helping to ease my anxiety by allowing myself to keep all of these things because I was so fearful of letting anything go. I struggled with a lot of aspects of clutter, but I think probably the main thing was that I felt like getting rid of items was like voluntarily erasing my past or getting rid of memories. And I do have a whole video about my decluttering journey and how it really turned into a healing journey if you want to check that out and see how I worked through this emotional process. But one of the things that I found in the end was that instead of really relieving anxiety for me, holding on to all this clutter did nothing but keep my life in a constant state of overwhelm and chaos, and just feeling like I was crowded in from everywhere. I truly never felt like I was relaxed or at peace. I always felt like I was forgetting something, or that my life was running ahead of me because everything was so disorganized. I never felt like I was in control of my life because I wasn't even in control of my own house. I never could find anything when I needed them. I would waste so much time searching for things and oftentimes still not be able to find them. And I think I thought that because I am an artistic person, that was just somehow part of the equation. But really, that was just another limiting belief that was keeping my life a mess. But being on the other end of this now, I can't even tell you how much more peaceful my life actually is. I feel so much more relaxed and clear-headed and stable, and I feel like my home is actually a sanctuary. I used to have to go to a hotel to feel that way, but now I have this beautiful, clean, aesthetic space that is so cozy and allows me to have these beautiful moments of just having a cup of tea or reading a book or practicing guitar. It sounds so simple, but these are things that I had genuinely never experienced before. I mean, I tried to relax. I tried to have these moments, but it's hard to relax when out of the corner of your eye, you're seeing stacks of boxes and piles of paper and mess everywhere. So it is just amazing what can happen when we clear our visual field and we get rid of all this external stimuli, especially stimuli that is actually making us feel really bad about ourselves. It's also just been nice to not have to panic every time someone says that they are going to stop over, or every time I know that I need to find a document in a hurry, because I know exactly where that document is going to be. I realize now, as someone who had a chaotic life to begin with how much more chaos and stress I was really putting on my own shoulders by not committing to decluttering and getting organized a lot sooner. Now, the second thing was really, really big for me. I learned to stop buying things and then saving them for the perfect day or for the perfect occasion, because at least in my own case, those days and those occasions never seem to come. I now understand that if I'm going to buy something, I have to actually use it, or if I'm going to feel guilty about it or worried about it when I do use it, it should not even be in my home. Now, I know this seems really obvious, and I don't think that anyone ever buys something with the intention of never actually using them. However, a whole lot of us have many things in our life that we feel are too good to wear or use, or that we're only going to use them on some special occasion in the future, or they are for a fantasy version of ourselves and not in any way practical at all. Now, I was the queen of this behavior for many items, but most noticeably for clothes. I really did have beautiful clothing, but for years I never wore any of it. Some of the things still had tags on them. Despite having all of these really nice options, I seemed to just wear the same things over and over and over again. I never felt like the day was special enough, and I think on some level I felt guilty or pretentious wearing nice things, almost like I didn't deserve to be wearing them. And as a side note, this is something that I'm going to be making an entire video about, because I know that I wasn't alone in feeling this way, but it is a very toxic and damaging way of thinking that truly harms our self-esteem. Of course, we are worthy of wearing anything that is in our closet, yet it is something that a lot of people do struggle with. So I will be doing a deep dive into that in the near future. Recently, a friend told me that she had done the exact same thing with her kids' clothing, that she now has this huge bin of clothes that never actually got worn by any of her children, many of which still have tags on them, because she was always waiting for these special occasions, for these days that were worthy of these beautiful outfits. She was always worried that they were going to get messy and that the clothes were going to get ruined. So instead of taking that risk, she never let her kids wear them, and now they are completely wasted. I think in these occasions we start to think that it's more important to protect these items and to keep them safe on a hanger or in the closet than to actually enjoy them or use them, even though that's why we bought them. We bought them not so we could, have them on a shrine somewhere, but we bought them to be part of our lives. And I noticed this was a pattern of behavior for many people when some of my loved ones passed away, and I was given some of their personal items that still had tags on them or were still in boxes. Many of these things were given to them by people who wanted them to enjoy these items, but they never felt that the occasion was grand enough for them to do so, so they got passed on before they were ever really touched. And in our own life, it can be as simple as only using the dishes that are chipped, even though in the cupboard we have brand new dishes that we are saving for some unknown occasion, or, being given this wonderful, delectable treat that we put in the pantry, and then when we finally get to it, we realize it has expired and that we have to throw it in the trash can. And unfortunately, even though we don't mean it to be, we have good intentions, this type of behavior is very wasteful, and it fills us with a lot of guilt. So this is a lesson that I have learned. I no longer bring anything into my home, even if it's free, that I'm not going to actually use. I'm very real with myself. If I know that something's going to make me feel guilty, or I'm going to use it, once every 2 years, I know that it is not something that I need in my life. I also only kept the things in my life that I felt confident that I was going to actually use, and everything else I decluttered and donated or gave to people that I knew were going to enjoy them. And something kind of fun that I started doing recently is trying to use the things that my relatives gave me that they did not get to enjoy in their lifetime. So even when I am just alone in my house, I like to wear their jewelry and different things because it makes me feel close to them, and I think they would be happy to know that someone is finally enjoying their treasure treasures. And the third thing that decluttering taught me was to live in the present. Now, that's not to say that I don't cherish my memories or that I didn't have wonderful experiences in the past or that I want to forget certain aspects of my life. Not at all. I am an incredibly sentimental person, and I am so thankful and so grateful for all of my memories and for all of the different phases of my life. But I also realize now that at least at some points in my life, I had a very unhealthy relationship with my past. Not only did I romanticize it, but I think I actually prized it over my current experiences. I also realized that some of these attachments represented things that I was struggling to release, but that really did need to be released, and that I was going to need to release and purge some of the aspects of my past to be able to fully live in the present. I had so much mental and physical clutter that I really needed to address to be able to move forward, because I was getting stuck in the past. I had all these little reminders of old versions of myself everywhere, and it made it very difficult for me to grow and evolve as a person because I kept confusing myself as I was now with who I had been in the past. And I think so many of us struggle with that, where we don't have the time, energy, or attention for the things in our present life because our past is still somehow the star of the show. These are experiences that we've already had. These are memories that we've already made. We can't relive them. We can remember them sometimes, but we can't get tricked into putting too much time or attention on the past, or we're really going to ignore all the beautiful things that are happening in our life right now. And that was certainly what was happening for me. I was really ignoring all of the amazing things that were happening all around me because I was too focused on what was behind me. And don't get me wrong, I definitely took a lot of pictures, and I certainly kept the things that I felt were invaluable. However, I also realized that I didn't need to keep everything. Not everything was important. In fact, a lot of these things had actually been holding me back. And if you struggle with the fear that getting rid of physical items is going to somehow erase your past or erase your memories, I do have a specific video all about that, and I will go ahead and link that one down in the description box below as well. But believe me, when I was able to let go of the excess from my past, it felt like bricks had been lifted off of my shoulders. I felt lighter, I felt freer, I felt healthier, I felt more empowered, and for the first time, probably the first time, I actually felt like I was in control of my life. Becoming clutter-free has just made me so much more mindful, and it is exciting to finally be fully engaged in the present moment and to realize that the road ahead is bright, that there are always new memories to be made and new experiences and new adventures to be had, which is something that my past self really just did not understand. So like I said, I really did learn so many lessons from decluttering, but I think these are the ones that really were the most significant for me. And I would love to hear your thoughts, where you are on your own decluttering journey, if you are getting ready to begin one, or if you are already partially through. I would love to hear your thoughts and your experiences, as well as what you have learned in the process. So as always, I truly hope that you found today's video to be interesting and insightful. If you did, please like it, share it, and definitely become a subscriber if you aren't one already. I would absolutely love it if you stayed connected. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today, and I hope the rest of your day is extraordinary.